the audience. The most powerful country in the world has potential of losing its world status because of our educational system. Many people feel that our educational system is failing our students. This can cause a problem in our workforce, quality of our living will go down, and other countries could gain potential power over us. In this speech, I will talk about our country's failing education, and I will talk about ways we can fix this national problem. First, I will speak about our country's failing education. According to the AFP, the United States has fallen to the average group in our international education rankings, released by the Organization for Economic and Cooperation Development. The AFP reports the 3-yearly OECD Program for International Student Assessment report, which compares the knowledge and skills of 15-year-olds in 70 countries around the world, ranked the United States 14th out of 34 OECD countries for reading skills, 17th for science, and a below average of 25 for mathematics. In Canada, 15-year-olds are more than one school year ahead of their U.S. peers in math and more than half a school year ahead in reading and science. Aside from the statistics, American schools are only in school for 180 days a year compared to the 195 days in Germany and 200 in East Asia. American students also only have classes for about American students only have about 2 to 3 hours of homework, if any, per night, and are not pressured by society to take extra classes after school. This is a fact that appalls nations such as Japan and India, whose children take after-school classes regularly to help them with their studies. On top of the small amount of school days Americans have each year, the length of our school days are considered the shortest compared to other countries. 6.5 hours from morning to mid-afternoon are when we have school, but in countries such as Denmark and Sweden, they have over 40 to 50-hour school weeks. That's like 10 to 12 hours a day. I talked to you about the problem our country is facing. Now I will talk to you about the solutions to solve these issues. As Kareem Ziet-Bogal said in his article, the U.S. falls to average in education ranking. The first step towards helping the education of the United States climb back up in the education rankings of the top of the class would be to convince Americans to make the choices needed to show that they value education more than any other areas of national interest. The attitude in America now is that school is not a main priority anymore, and that is what is hurting our educational system. Students are not striving to do their best simply because they are not taught that education is important. TV is a huge thing in a child's life. So I say limit it to 2 hours of school night so they don't put TV before their homework. Just like the Japanese and Indian students do, get your child into extra classes after school to help them with their studies. We have a lot of educational centers that have afternoon hours where you can place your children to review their lesson from school. Americans' 6.5-hour school days are the shortest days of school compared to other countries. According to the online journal, the Saratoga Falcon, Barack Obama has urged school administrators to rethink the school day, arguing we can no longer afford an academic calendar designed for when America was a nation of farmers who needed it at home. Sorry, I'm coughing. America's children do not need to be needed at home plowing the land at the end of each day. America needs to buck up its act, and if it wants to remain the most powerful and influential country in the world by ensuring the education of its future generations, I agree with Obama that our education was set out for the old days. Kids are not needed to work outside the home anymore. They should work outside of school anymore. They should instead be working on their studies longer. You could even gather a group of people who care about the children's education as well, and spread the word about how children need a better education now more than ever. You never know what results you can find. To conclude my speech, the most powerful country in the world has potential of losing its world status because of its educational system. It is important that we take action to this national issue because the children who are being educated today are the ones who will run our country tomorrow. I talked to you about our country's failing education, and I talked to you about ways you can take action to repair this national issue. Yes, some of these issues at school are only can change because of the government, but you have the power to help your child's education after school. Are you willing to take action for your child? I really need to cough.